Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, today I'm going to show you how to set up a flat float rig. This is a flat float. In this case it's made by a company called Creluso. You may have heard of it, but you may not have seen this sort of shape before. Now, the reason I'm going to use this is because I'm fishing a fairly deep and fairly powerful river. It's about 14 feet deep and it has a good flow on it. Let me just give you a quick look at it. So here it is then, it's probably 50 metres or so wide, and you can see the flow by looking at that piece of stick in the water down there. As you'll see, it's moving through steadily. It's not one of those really fast rivers, but then when it's 14 feet deep, obviously it's a powerful river. And so that's why we use the flat float. So first of all then, here's the float I'm going to use today. This is the 10 gram version of it, which you can see, and it has this paddle in the top. Because of the way it goes through the water, this slim paddle helps it to stay down. As far as setting up goes, very similar to normal. Put a piece of silicone tube onto this area here, make sure it overlaps a little at the end, as you can see. Now this is an important part. Don't put this second silicone tube right up under here. That will make it like that, and it doesn't work so well. It needs to be down at this point here. And then of course you've got a third one which also overlaps at the bottom here to hold the bottom. And that's it. Looks a bit strange, I know, but it does work quite well. So if I now go all the way up, or down rather in this case, to my bulk shot, you can see here I've got an Olivette, and it's stopped with a couple of normal shot and a couple of stops. Now the reason for that is normally I'd try and get an Olivette which was about the right size. Because this is 10 grams, tend not to get Olivettes that are sort of that big, so probably 4 grams, maybe 5 is about as big as you can get. So you have to kind of bulk out the rest of the weight with the AAs in this case and some number 4 stops. Moving down, I've got about 2 feet or so of tail down to the hook, and I've got 2 number 4s, 2 number 4s, and then the hook. The idea being, I'll just put this down a second, when I plumb the depth, this will be about so far from the bottom, sort of anything from 3 to 6 inches, and then this will lie along the bottom. And what I can do with that is I can hold back hard, keeping it absolutely still on the bottom, and these dropper shots help it to stay on the bottom. And there may be times when you need heavier dropper shots than this, but the current isn't bad at all on this river today, so I think these will be fine. I have actually used BBs instead of these before now. It all depends on the day. All you're trying to do is to make sure your bait is on the bottom. And of course, as I say, you can hold back hard, or you can edge it through the swim very slowly, and you can stop, move it through some more and stop, and so on. And that's how you set up the rig. Now, as far as line and elastics and so on, I'm fishing for carp today. So I've got an 18 solid elastic in there, which is 2.1 millimeters in diameter, and the line is, this is 8 pounds breaking strain with a 6 pound breaking strain bottom. Obviously, if you're fishing for very small fish, you'll scale down to a lot smaller diameter lines and probably a lighter elastic as well. But really, it's a pretty straightforward rig. It's just extremely effective. So for the plummet, this is a homemade plummet, which is a bit heavier than the ones I've been able to buy in the shops. This started life as a 4 ounce sea weight, which I've just chopped off, inserted some cork in the bottom, and that gives me the weight I need to use on this rig. Now, if I push this out here for a second and just connect up. Now I know where I'm fishing because I've already been fishing with this one today, but just to show you, plan is ship out, take your rig, drop in, watch the top of your rod, or your pole in this case, sorry, and there we are. Now that's just on the bottom, and it's probably just touching the bottom of the metal part of the float. So because I want it to be laying on, I need to go a bit deeper. Remember what I said? The area from this point here, or just above this point here, to the plummet in this case, or the hook, I want that to be on the bottom. In fact, I probably should just move these down a fraction, like that. So they're just off, or just on the bottom, and so are these, holding the bait down. What I will do, because we only had a small amount of the float showing, is a bit deeper, just pull some line out. Right, so that should do what I just said, which will put the bulk shot, or the Olivette in this case, about so far from the bottom, and that will be dragging on the bottom. And that's it. Okay, so the proof is in the pudding. Let's now ship out. I'm going out to 11 metres. And just, there we go, lay that thing in. You can see the speed of the current now. And that's how it sits. So that's it then, folks. That's how you set up a flat float rig. As I said, it enables you to keep your bait in exactly the same position by holding back hard with the pole, or you can edge it through, or you can allow it to trot through a bit faster. Gives you lots of possible permutations, and it's a really effective method of fishing. Anyway, as always, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the button. If you want to subscribe, you can. And until the next time, bye for now.